The Akkadian Empire was an ancient Semitic empire centered in the city of Akkad, which united all the indigenous Akkadian-speaking Semites and Sumerian speakers under one rule. The empire controlled Mesopotamia, the Levant, and part of Iran. Its founder was Sargon of Akkad, who flourished between 2334 to 2279 BC. Under Sargon and his successors, the Akkadian Empire reached a political peak between the 24th and the 22nd centuries BC. Akkad is sometimes regarded as the first empire in history. He established the region's first Semitic dynasty and was considered the founder of the Mesopotamian military tradition, attributing his success to the patronage of the goddess Ishtar, in whose honor Agadir was erected. Sargon of Akkad became the first great empire builder. Two later Assyrian kings were named in his honor, although the briefly recorded information of the predecessors Leguzagisi shows that expansion beyond the Sumerian homeland had already begun. Later Mesopotamians looked to Sargon as the founder of the military tradition that runs through the history of their people. Due largely to lack of documented history during his time, Sargon is known almost entirely from the legends and tales that followed his reputation through 2,000 years of cuneiform Mesopotamian history. The lack of contemporary record is explained by the fact that the capital city of Agadir, which he built, has never been located and excavated. It was said to be destroyed at the end of the dynasty that Sargon founded and was never again inhabited, at least under the name of Agadir. According to a folktale, Sargon was a self-made man of humble origins. A gardener, having found him as a baby floating in a basket on the river, brought him up in his own calling. His father is unknown. His own name during his childhood is also unknown. His mother is said to have been a priestess in a town on the Middle Euphrates. Without the help of influential relations, he rose to attain the post of cupbearer to the ruler of the city of Kish, in the north of the ancient land of Sumer. The events that brought him to supremacy was the defeat of Luguzagisi of Uruk, biblical Erech, in central Sumer. Luguzagisi had already united the city-state of Sumer by defeating each in turn and claimed to rule the lands not only of the Sumerian city-state but also those as far west as the Mediterranean. Thus, Sargon became king over all of southern Mesopotamia, the first great ruler for whom, rather than Sumerian, the Semitic tongue known as Akkadian was naturally from birth. Although some earlier kings with Semitic names are recorded in the Sumerian king list. Victory was, however, ensured after numerous battles, since each city hoped to regain its independence from Luguzagisi without submitting to the new overlord. It may have been before this exploit, when he was gathering followers and an army, that Sargon named himself Sharukin, which translates to the rightful king, in support of an accession not achieved in an old established city through hereditary succession. Historical records are still very scanty, probably because there is a complete gap in information relating to this period. Not content with dominating this area, his wish to secure favorable trade with Agadir throughout the known world, together with an energetic temperament, led Sargon to defeat cities along the Middle Euphrates, the northern Syria, and the silver-rich mountains of southern Anatolia. He also dominated Susa, capital city of the Elamites, in the Zagros mountains of western Iran, where the only truly contemporary record of his reign has been uncovered. Such was his fame that some merchants in the Anatolian city, probably in central Turkey, begged him to intervene in a local quarrel. And according to the legend, Sargon, with a band of warriors, made a fabulous journey to the still unlocated city of Barushanda, also known as Poshahanda, at the end of which little more than his appearance was needed to settle the dispute. As a result of Sargon's military prowess and ability to organize, as well as the legacy of the Sumerian city-state that he had inherited by conquest and of previously existing trade of the old Sumerian city-state with other countries, commercial connections flourished with the Indus Valley, the coast of Oman, the islands and shores of the Persian Gulf, the lapis lazuli mines of Badakhshan, the cedars of Lebanon, the silver-rich Taurus Mountains, Cappadocia, Crete, and perhaps even Greece. During Sargon's rule, Akkadian became adapted to the script that previously had been used in the Sumerian language, and the new spirit of calligraphy that is visible upon the clay tablet of this dynasty is also clearly seen on contemporary cylinder seals, with their beautifully arranged and executed scenes of mythology and festive life. Even if this new artistic feeling is not necessarily to be attributed directly to the personal influence of Sargon, it shows that in its new capital, military and economic values were not alone important. Due to lack of contemporary records, no sequence can be given for the events of his reign. Neither the number of years during which he lived nor the point in time at which he ruled can be fixed exactly. 2334 BC is now given as a date on which to hang the beginning of the dynasty of Agade, and according to the Sumerian king list, he was king for 56 years. The later part of his reign was troubled with rebellions, which later literatures ascribes predictably enough to sacrilegious acts that he is supposed to have committed. But this can be discounted as a standard cause assigned to all disasters by Sumerians and Akkadians alike. The troubles, in fact, were probably caused by the inability of one man, however energetic, to control so vast an empire without a well-developed and tried administration. There is no evidence to suggest that he was particularly harsh, nor that the Sumerians disliked him for being a Semite. The empire did not collapse totally, for Sargon's successors were able to control their legacy, and later generations thought of him as being perhaps the greatest name in their history. If you have other facts not covered here, please leave us a comment. For more ancient history videos, check this playlist here. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and enable notification for more videos like this and much more. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with friends and family on social media. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Peace.